Hi, I'm April Mays. I'm 29 years old. I am from Phoenix, Arizona. I currently live here, where I was born and raised. I've been here my whole life, so I'm a local. I'm a fellow Arizonian. Um, so yeah. Um, so this is my introduction. I want to keep track of what I do. I don't know how far I will go with all this, and I'm sorry, I look gross. I worked for like 10 hours, 9 hours today. But this is my intro video. Just to follow along with my performing or acting journey. So I just want to talk to you all. This is more for myself, so I don't really care if anyone sees this. Yeah, I don't care. This is more for my benefit. I just want to keep track of everything going on. So as you know, I'm April Mays. That is gonna be, I think, my stage name. That way I could separate my personal life and whatnot. So I'm 29, and I just want to talk about, because I need to talk. I tried journaling, writing it out. It's not the same. I need to actually talk out, like speak my mind. I do talk a lot. I like talking, which I'll get to. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. Again, born and raised here in Arizona. I'm gonna try to keep this video kind of as short as possible without getting into too much detail or anything, so that way if anyone ever sees this and you have any questions, you can always reach out and ask me through the comments below. So this, again, I'm starting from the beginning, so sorry for rambling. Growing up as a child, I was always encouraged to sing and whatnot. My mom would joke around that I would just stand on top of my diapers and grab something and pretend that's a microphone and start singing. I lost my confidence as I grew older. I now come to realize it was due to trauma that I went through as a child that I had blocked. My self-esteem was just low. My confidence was low. So when I was in school, elementary school, here in Arizona, most schools run from kindergarten to 8th grade. So when I was in school, I had many solo parts. I would audition in front of the whole class on the stage. I would audition and I would always get the part. I think I got a solo part like 4 times that I could think of. I almost lost them, and I think that's what hurt my self-esteem and my confidence too when it came to performing. Again, I would audition, I'll get the part, but then when it came to actually singing on a stage and into a microphone in front of, and not even because we would practice, I would just freeze up. I think just envisioning everyone there, the cafeteria full of people, I would just freeze up. And throughout my childhood and the preteen years, we would do karaoke and stuff, and I would sing, but I was always made fun of by my parents or whatever, which is fine. We joke around and stuff, we do, but I always had trouble. I took it too hard. I took it too seriously, and I just had a difficult time. And they they don't realize how much them making fun of me hurt, because my self-esteem and confidence was already crushed on all the solos I lost in elementary. So the few times I did sing in front of my parents and stuff, they would nitpick or whatever, and it hurt. It hurt. So come high school, my high school experience wasn't great. I wanted to join art. I wanted to join dance. I wanted to join theater. I wanted to join photography. I wanted to join choir as as my electives. But I think I just wanted to make my parents proud. And so I focused on my studies and my education and not really performing. So when I was in high school, freshman year, we had this program in school called AVID. I forgot what it stood for, but it took place as an elective, and I was in AVID freshman year to senior year. And because it took place as an elective, I was really limited in the electives I was able to take. So I only took one art class, which was Art 1. Again, I wanted to perform, I wanted to join theater, I wanted to join choir, but all the prereqs, all the first classes were taken by, it was the same time as AVID, and I had to take AVID in place. So what AVID was, it was for average students, mainly average first generation college students. It was to get them ready for college, since if they don't know what how to do the college process, if that makes sense. So applications, scholarships, loans, grants, how to prepare you, note taking, how study habits, study tips. And part of AVID was honor classes, which was great freshman year. But then comes sophomore year, I was 15 and I got pregnant. I'll be honest, I had my fun. But I was 15 and pregnant, had my son 16. I had him, I think, a week before junior year started. His birthday is July, the end of July. So it was like a week before junior year started. I was pregnant all through second semester of sophomore year. So when I had him, of course, again, I was really depressed. My self-esteem was low, my confidence was low. I was going through really bad depression. I think 7th, 8th grade. 7th, 8th freshman year. And being pregnant and having him just made it worse. I was going through postpartum depression. It just made everything a lot worse. So between that and not being able to take the classes I wanted in high school, it really made me really, really depressed. Like super, super depressed. And I just went through it. But right now we're talking about high school. So I did ask, in order to leave the program, the AVID program, you have to take it every semester, starting second semester freshman year all through the first semester of your senior year. Took place as an elective and whatnot. But to leave, I had to have a meeting between my AVID teacher, which was the same AVID teacher freshman to sophomore year, but my original AVID teacher in freshman year just so happened that was going to be his last year his last year teaching, so he was retiring. So sophomore through senior year, we had our set AVID teacher, but I had to have a meeting between my AVID teacher, a parent or guardian, school counselor, and all four of us had to be in a room. We had to become an agreement for me to leave and why I'm leaving. I wanted to leave because I didn't see a point of continuing. I wanted to join all these other classes and I didn't see a point. And I felt at the time that honors classes was too much because I had a baby. So I wanted to leave AVID. I didn't need it. Again, it was for average students, and looking back, I was above average. I didn't need Avid. And if anything, it was holding me back. And it was holding me back and adding to my workload. So I ended up graduating a semester early from high school. I finished first semester of sophomore year. I still walked with my class. But when I brought it up to my parents that I wanted to pursue acting, they shot it down right away. My mom was yelling at me. She may or may not remember, but I remember vividly. I was crying. I was angry. I was so angry. It's like, they've supported me all through these years. Why can't they support me in one thing I want to do? You know, it's like, they don't want me to pursue acting. Their argument was, well, it doesn't make sense. It's going to take up a lot of your time. You have a baby. That was one argument. I understood that part. But on the same time, they also told me, well, if you do something else, we will be here supporting you and watch the baby while you go through your classes, whatever. So to me, that was a contradiction. So if I were to do any other thing, if I were to join college right away, we would watch the baby, which they did, actually. But the other argument was, well, you're going to get into drugs. Basically telling me in a way, the way I took it as, I can't remember the exact conversation we had, but the way I took it as is that you're not mentally stable and you're going to become depressed, you're going to take drugs, and you're going to kill yourself. Which, surprise, surprise, I didn't pursue acting and I still tried to kill myself. Multiple times. So before getting to that, I ended up doing, so I went through the options, like, okay, I still want to do something artistic. How about hair? Because I could still mess with hair color. And my mom also shot that down. Well, you're not going to make much and this and that. Okay. Then how about culinary school? I just chose it. I don't know. I don't even know why I chose culinary school. But I ended up enrolling into Le Cordon, which I had to FAFSA cover technically a semester, what would have been in college and community college. So I had to take out like $8,000 worth of loans, and mind you, I was only there for like 3 or 4 months. February, March, April, I was there for 3 months. And it didn't work out because I wasn't passionate for it. I'm not passionate for cooking. Do I enjoy cooking? Yes, very much so. I love baking. I love cooking. But I'm not passionate. Again, my original passion was performing. I wanted to dance. I wanted to sing. And the thing is that I didn't have the proper training. I wasn't able to take those classes in high school. So to me, that just made my depression a lot worse. And I've never told them about it. I never told any of them about it, because I don't want them to feel bad. But that's the truth. I became super depressed because I didn't follow my passions. I'm just trying to make everyone else happy. And it ended up backfiring. It took a toll on me. So again, I just had a baby at 16. My mom did watch my son while I went to Le Cordon and stuff. But from 18 years old, I'm 29. So from 18 to like 25 or 26 or something, I think 26, I was in and out of the psychiatric hospital and or wards. They thought, I don't know, I had PTSD, the major depressive disorder, a generalized anxiety disorder, bipolar disorder type 2. They changed it to type 1, and then they thought maybe borderline personality disorder, and then maybe they thought schizophrenia. So they tried to put all these labels on me, and honestly, I think I was just really depressed, and I believe I did have some trauma from my childhood. Because, I was touched by a family member. 2 family members. So, yeah, I had a lot of trauma, and I don't like talking about them, but at the end of the day, they're family, they're both dead, so whatever. It is what it is now. They're gone. My family does love him. When I did bring it up to their attention, which I don't even think my dad knows, or my sisters, but I definitely did tell my mom that, you know, Grandpa touched me. She didn't believe me. He didn't go very far, and I think because he didn't go very far, she didn't like really want to believe it and stuff. But Cupid touched my breasts when I was 13. But before that, when I was a child, someone really did touch me, and I was 4 or 5 at the time. So, but again, they're both dead. So what am I gonna do now? But anyways, so yeah, I think I did have some trauma, and I was depressed. But I'm 29, and I finally got over it. I'm finally actually mentally stable. This is the clearest mindset I've been. And you know what? My mind has not changed about performing, about being in front of a camera. And my mind hasn't been swayed in any way. So I'm going to the present now. Again, I was at work. I'm currently a hospice CNA, which is great. I love my patients. I love the company I work for. I mean, they're great. I'm not going to slander them in any way. I mean, yeah, they could use some improvement in certain parts. Yeah, there are days, bad days, where I don't want to go to work. And there are days, that I just try to push through, and I don't want to wake up. I don't want to go to work. I want to find a reason to skip work. But again, I mean, I've had that with previous jobs or whatnot. So it's not necessarily that it's bad. It's just that I have my moments, I have my days. And I'm not passionate about what I'm doing. Before I was at Walgreens, I was there for like 7 or 8 years. I ended up walking out as a shift manager. I'm not going to get into specifics on that right now, but I was at Walgreens. I got my CNA license and immediately became a hospice CNA because my mom was already working for the company, and at the time the company was just starting out. It was a small company. Now it's large. Great. Still not happy. Pay is definitely better. Work-life balance definitely much better because now it's Monday through Friday. We don't work holidays. We don't work weekends. We even get our paid birthdays off. It's treated as a holiday. So it's great. It's a lot better. But not necessarily what I want to do long term. I don't want to go into nursing. I don't want to go into medical. I did once upon a time want to be a neurosurgeon just to make my parents proud. But it's my life. I don't care about making them proud anymore. I want to do whatever I want to do. And to me, it just doesn't make sense. It's like, why put me down? Why not encourage me to perform? If, my uncle's a performer. He's local, but he performs. Why is it okay for my aunts to sing in church? Why is it okay? And mind you, we're not very religious people. I'm not. It's like, why is it okay for them to praise like my son, who's very interested in music, who loves music theory, who wants to possibly go to college, minor in music, or even major? Like, why is it okay for all these people? Why is it okay for my sister to pursue modeling? But yeah, it's not okay for me to do any of that. I just don't understand. So, I ended up enrolling into college. I'm in my 2nd semester, so I'm just ending my 1st year, but I'm part-time. So technically, I'm just ending my 1st semester of college. Even though it's my 2nd semester, because I'm only part-time to balance life, and since I've been out of school for 10 years, my fiance talked me into just enrolling part-time for now. And my original field of study was going to be astronomy. I wanted to go into astrophysics, physics, theoretical physics, anything like that. And then I'm like, well, I don't want to be in school for 10 years. Yeah. It does interest me. I'm very interested in science. But it's still not me. So in the last few months, I wanted to drop the astronomy and pursue engineering and maybe double major in physics and engineering, which again, interesting, great, love it. Not me. It's not me. I'm changing my degree again. I emailed my advisor just today, and I'm gonna change it to musical theater. My son's older, lower risk. He's 12 now. He's about to turn 13. My fiance, his dad, he supports me in anything that I do. He just wants me happy. I haven't told him that I'm changing my degree. I will eventually have to tell him. But right now, I want to see how far I could get. I want to see what my options are. I want to see, because this field, this career choice, is all a huge risk. At the same time, if I was starting a business and stuff, which is also a big risk, why is that okay? Why is me earning my PhD, why is that okay? If I have to live all off of stipends anyways. So low income regardless. So why is all these things okay? But performing isn't. So I do feel a little bit empowered. I'm having surgery this summer. I'm gonna have a hysterectomy. While I'm down, they're also gonna check for endometriosis. If I have tissue, they're removing that tissue. But I just have had so many issues, and I think that's part of the reason why I get depressed. Why I've been depressed. Why I became depressed again. It's because of the pain of my bleeding. I'm always tired. There's always something wrong. I'm tired of feeling this way. So, the alternative would be hormone suppression till I reach menopause. And I don't want to go through all that again. I don't want to go through birth control. And I think that's another contributing factor as to why I was so depressed too. So, as for hysterectomy, so I do have surgery this summer. I do. They haven't given me a date. They're supposed to call me within 2 weeks once they settle it with insurance, see what I have to cover. And I don't care how much I have to cover. I don't care if it's $20,000, $25,000. That's the amount of a car. Because I'm just tired of suffering. But with that, does start my journey. So, speaking of which, I'm gonna get start in a podcast. Oh shoot, I already forgot the name. I will put it here somewhere, maybe, or you know what? I'll probably put it down in the description. I'm tired. I'm busy. Finals are next week and the week after. My final presentation for communications on that too. So, part of the reason I'm not pursuing this too is because for this semester, I'm taking Intro to Human Communication. And I realize I do enjoy speaking in front of people. I do enjoy performing. So we have to do skits and act out certain things. It was really cool. I enjoyed the class. And the one class I thought I was going to hate, absolutely love. That's part of the reason why that made me realize I do enjoy talking in front of people. I just don't like talking in front of my family when it comes to these things. I don't like singing in front of them. I don't like doing all these things. But I do enjoy talking to a classroom. So I was very timid and shy in the beginning of the semester, but now I'm like the complete opposite. My confidence, my self-esteem has definitely grown a lot in the last 4 or 5 months. A lot. And I'm quite proud of myself. So, I do have a backstage account. I don't have professional headshots. I want to see how far I could get with these things before having professional headshots. But I do have my resume on there. Um, and I took a headshot of myself. I did it here at home. Just something to get by with for now. I want to see how far I can take this. And I was also interested in taking an adult acting program, and there are no auditions are required or anything, but it runs through July to January, with production taking place in January. It's just to get to know about the theater. It's a non-profit organization. It's just to get to know about theater, about how to read a script. It's not an acting class. It's not a lesson. It's just getting to have first-hand experience. But I might not even join, depending on what classes I'm gonna take in the fall now. Originally I was scheduled to do English 102 in the fall, because I'm taking 101 in the summer online. So in the fall I was scheduled to take English 102, Pre-Calc, and Japanese 101. But I might just end up keeping the English 102 and replace the other classes with whatever I need for musical theater. Because I think that is what my passion is, and I've already lost 10 years of my life. Luckily, acting, they need people of all ages. And I really, let me know. I have to take criticism. I have to know. Do I look young enough? I'm not saying to play a 14-year-old. Come on. Ain't no way. But it's like, I think I'm still young enough where I'll still have the energy, especially after my surgery. And still young enough to pursue. I just turned 29, like a week or two ago. I'm not even 30 yet. So if I start taking classes in 3 months and start joining production, start auditioning, I think I could do it. Especially with how cosmetic stuff is now. I don't want a lot of work, but you can clearly see it in there. I have lines here that I do want to fill, like Botox, whatever. I don't want to overdo it. I just want some of those filled, and I do have lines here that I do want to fill. I am now taking care of my skin. I'm taking care of all these things to look more youthful. Just have really these lines are really what bothers me. And unfortunately, I do have tattoos, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to cover up my neck tattoo. I have this tattoo. I have a half a sleeve. So I gotta figure out how to cover that. I think I could just use an nude colored arm sleeve if I have to wear short sleeves. I don't know. We'll see. Or I could just cover it with makeup. So I am also interested in having tattoo removal. I do have a tattoo behind my back right here, which I do want. They're elephants and it has my son's name. So those are cute, and that's easy to cover. But this one is like, now I'm gonna have to remove this. I'm gonna have to remove this and this one. And I don't have to, but it's a personal preference. But again, I might change my mind in a year or two. I just want to see how far this goes. So I am gonna be in again, I've already mentioned this, I'm gonna be in a guest podcast. I think it's called Rich Life Plan. Rich Life Plan. I think that's what it's called. So I do have my interview with them Saturday. And then of course they're gonna do, once that's done over Google Meets or whatever, and once that's finished, they're gonna edit and keep whatever they want to keep, and they'll publish whatever. I just signed the rights over, and since I have a Backstage account, I did apply to some commercial shoots here in the Valley in the upcoming month or two. So I did apply that, but I have nothing in my resume. Nothing. I can't even put acting class. I did put in a top in a about myself section that I am currently taking musical theater. I'm studying that in Glendon Community College, which I'm not technically yet, but I will be. So, it's just a lot, and I'm really excited. I've been excited about other subjects and other topics before, but I feel like this time it's different because I'm not full of energy. It's more like a calm, internal, really calm excitement, if that makes sense. Like I'm at peace, which is completely different from what I was feeling with studying engineering and studying physics and just anything science related. It's I feel more calm. I haven't made my new social media account yet, but I will be. I did make my Facebook profile private, and I am planning on making my Instagram private also. I'll probably do it right after making this video. That way I could keep my personal life separated as I start this journey. So whoever sees this, whether that's 1, 2, 100, 1,000 of you, I want to say thank you, because just watching this video, like, you're all my therapist right now. Whether you like it or not. Especially if you end up watching this whole thing. Because props to you, that could be pretty boring. And no one wants to hear a 29-year-old woman moping around. But thank you. And even if you have something negative to say, I want to say thank you to that too. Because the world isn't full of sunshine, rainbows, unfortunately. That world is so depressing. It's so sad and gray. But if I can make a difference and make someone happy, make them feel joy, make them feel and not just that, make them get in touch with their own emotions, make them feel emotion, make them feel angry, make them feel a certain way because of me. And that's great too. So I want to say thank you for anyone that will watch this. Thank you. And I will keep you all updated. I think I will upload weekly. Right now I'm thinking of uploading videos on Saturday, late morning. I'm thinking about, well, Saturday mornings right now, just to give you all something to watch. If you're interested, I'll be uploading the next video next Saturday with any weekly updates.